So today we're going to talk about defining your why. You'll probably have heard this lots, like what is your why? Why do you do anything? Why do you do anything in life? There's a really famous book by Simon Sinek called What is Your Why? And it is working backwards in terms of why you do anything, I suppose. But in this case, what do you want from property? What do you want from investment? And I suppose, as I say this, it's probably a useful exercise to do anything in life. Like, why are you going to work? And I suppose that's to pay the bills sometimes, but are there better and more efficient ways of either working for somebody, getting more income, paying less bills? And then what does that align with your goal? I think we're sort of taught these days to sort of try and earn millions of pounds a year, and that's not always what everyone's why is. They don't necessarily want to be a slave to earning millions of pounds or being these massive entrepreneurs. And I know that might feel a long way away watching this video. However, I think sometimes people need to be clear that what their why is and not what somebody else's why is. My point, I think a lot of people want is enough money to have a comfortable life. So to achieve millions and to achieve like global, like massive wealth is a huge amount of work, energy, stress, sacrifice. And anything in life is balance, right? So you can earn nothing for doing nothing, and if that fits your why, then fine. You can earn millions by doing an enormous amount of work, leveraging, having a huge team, but that might not fit your why either and might not be what you want. Property does a little bit of both. You need lots of energy to start, as in any sort of business or side hustle as it might be, but it's important to define what that is for you. You can't just sort of go out and say, I want to invest in property, or I'm just going to go make £10,000 a month, which is a really generic thing. I think it's important to define your why, and then from there you can set steps and actionable steps on where you go on this. So it's not just a matter of, I suppose, setting off without a direction or setting off without a map or setting off an idea without you going, you're just going to get lost, or you're going to go a long way potentially in the wrong direction. So this is a little bit of that, and this is a bit of a starting point. So what do you want is probably the biggest question. What do you want out of life? Write down what you enjoy doing. And more recently, and I'm going to do a video about this, I've learned about anti-goals, which is like write down what you don't like doing. So for example, in property, if you do not like managing builders or doing refurbs, there is an element of property where don't go doing a massive refurb where you've got to deal with builders for 12 months and go through planning. There's ways of buying property that may or may not be tenanted, or that you don't need a lot of work doing to it, that you can buy in certain areas at discount if you do certain bits. That's just an example. So what do you like doing? What don't you like doing? So, and what do you want out of life, I suppose, but property specifically? Time. Do you want more time? Do you want more time with the kids? Do you want more time with the family? Do you want more time to travel? Do you want more time just to read? Like whatever you enjoy doing, set your life up to do that. Do you want more money? And I suppose lots of people looking on these videos, or a lot of people I know want the more money. Not everybody. There's a lot of people that want the wealth and the pension and the back end capital growth and the long term perspective. But I know lots of people that might want the money and want the money today. Do you want to get out of your job? Do you want to start a new job? Do you want to start a new career? Are you looking to change? Are you looking to do stuff for a long time? Childcare, anybody that has children under the age of 6 or 7 has a job, has a full-time job no matter what. I really believe in that. Like whether they go to nursery or school or what have you, it's hard work. Do you want to be able to do it alongside that? Do you just hate the job and the career that you're in and you need to change? Is that industry dying and you want to change? Whatever. So what do you want to do with that job? One thing I'd say on the job thing is lots of property gurus and people and really push you, and I suppose it's a human pain point, so that's why they say it from an emotional standpoint. They're like, quit your job in 90 days, quit your job in a year. I really disagree in any of that, and what I would say is that what you want to do is stay in whatever the job is, even if you don't like it, in it for as long as possible. So property is get rich slow, it's not get rich quick. It's an investment business, it's not necessarily a cash flow business. So it is important that we think about the long term, and it is staying in a job for an extra 3 or 4 or 5 years, even if that might be painful, could change your life forever, especially if you get to a point where you've got 2 incomes for a period of time to the point of being able to jump ship. So this isn't a get rich in 90 days type video, of course. This isn't a quit your job in 90 days. These are, options that you have to consider, and this is a long-term hard work process type business. No one ever became a millionaire by doing something easy or the odd lottery ticket, but it doesn't really exist. If you are enjoying this video and you enjoy what I do, I have these helpful cheat sheets that are a basis of this as well. There are 30 of them. There might be a few more actually if they fall into another page, but I have lots of these, and it's a 30-day guide in how to start in property and to start building wealth in property. It's hopefully an actionable and a breakdown, and they're all handwritten, they're all lovely. So if you click on the sign up to my email list below, you'll be able to get those. You'll get a 30-day actionable step. I'll send you an email each day to help you out in this. And also, if you do want some coaching, if what I'm sort of saying is helpful, then there is a link below to speak to one of the team about the different coaching options that I have. We have some group mentorship, we have some one-to-one mentorship, and I'd really like to help anybody in their journey. I'm not your average guru that says quit your job in 90 days or we're going to be millionaires by Christmas, but I certainly am here to help from experience. I've been in property for 10 years. I've made loads of mistakes. I've done some good, some bad, and some ugly. We have, I think, about 20 people on the course so far, so it's a small group, a good group. And if you're really interested in that, please click on the link, book a call with us, and we can help you. So please click on subscribe and like and follow, and you'll get little notifications every time I post one of these. Thank you. So the next part of defining your why is defining your goals, and once you've got them there, and make them big, like make them really ambitious. You know, it might be materialistic. Don't be worried about having the car. It might be the time, it might be the holidays, it might be the nice house, it might be pay off mum's house, whatever that is. Have them, pin them up, print them out, make them real, make them feel in here. Be specific about what it is. Don't make it generic, and don't make it anybody else's goal. What do you want? Let's not make it 10 grand a month, really generic. Like, let's really work on what specifically we want. The best way to do this is, so for example, if you want to go to Barbados with a family of 4 and it's 5 grand, 5,000 quid, for example, work that back. You know, what is that on top of everything else? What's that a month savings wise over a 6 or a 12-month period? You know, if you want the Aston Martin, for example, you know, that's going to be £1,000 a month and a 20 grand deposit, roughly. I haven't looked at this before. So, you know, that's going to be £1,000 a month. The holiday, you need to save £1,000 a month. You know, the £1 million house, if that's what you want, again, please don't use these as goals if you don't want them. You know, that's going to be a £5,000 a month mortgage, depending on your deposit. You know, before you know it there might be £12,000 a month to achieve your dream lifestyle. That might be the dream. That might be the biggest one. To quit your job, you know, or get out of the work that you're doing, really simple. Work out what your outgoings are and, you know, work back from there. So if your mortgage bills, you know, food and trips away at the moment are £3,000 a month, that's your first goal. So you can go real, like today, like mid-goal, ambitious lifestyle. So you be specific about your goals there. Then prioritize what's important. So if, for example, getting out of the job is really important, and we need to save some money to start this, whether it be your deal packaging business or to invest in yourself, you know, buy properties yourself. We need to go through all of our money and work out what can we save, where can we invest, maybe make it hard for a couple of years, you know, make it lean. If you really want to change your life and, you know, your why is really important, you're going to have to make changes and sacrifices. You can't just do the norm and do what we've always done and get to the same place. So you've got to prioritise that is. That doesn't always have to be money, it probably is like time now. So I speak to a lot of our students about this, is where are you going to spend your time? Can you block off 2 hours to go search through 15 or 20 properties? Can you block off 2 hours to make some calls? Can you block off 2 hours to go networking? Can you block off that time to prioritise? Can you block off 2 hours to do your social media, which is really important to raise awareness and raise funds, and break it down then. So once we have, let's say it's the get out the job goal, which is £3,000 a month. Let's break that down. How many buy-to-lets do we need? Which is the really simple and basic start. Make £300 a month on a buy-to-let, 10 of those gets you out of this. How quickly can we do that? So let's say really crude fag packet numbers, let's break it down again. So if we want 10 buy-to-lets in and around Barnsley, we're gonna need 30 grand of property to buy and renovate, what have you. There's ways of recycling cash and compounding, you know, but we're gonna need 300,000 quid. Really crudely speaking, basic numbers. How do we go find that 300 grand? Have we got friends or family? Have we got networking meetings? If we've got no contacts, then we're gonna have to really spend lots of time to go meet people and put ourselves out there, do the social media. But if we can break those goals down, know what they are, we can see where we spend the time. So, and again, I say if we're buying property, we want the cash flow. If you want the 3 grand a month and you want to do it through deal packaging, and you want to sell a deal a month, you know, you're going to do lots of work to sell 12 deals a year, but you're going to have to probably look at 300 deals a month, 300 properties a month, offer on them, analyse them, speak to clients and network. So you're going to have to spend maybe 20 hours a week on property and not 10. So I sort of bouncing around here, but if you can work back what your why is, be specific about your goals, and then work out the time and the capital that you need. If you think it's going to be easy to find deals, go find deals. If you think it's going to be easy to find investors, because that's your skill set, you're more outgoing, you know good people. You know, there's a guy on the course that knows some great people. He's found it easy to find the investment. He's not even bothered about finding the deals. He'll get someone else to help him do that. So there's lots of ways of working out and breaking down your goals. It's really important. And then the final part of that is short, medium term and long. So what is the short term? Is the short term to get £3 a month to get out your job? How quickly can we do that? By doing either deal packaging or buying some properties. Medium, like what's the medium term? Is it to get both you and your partner out of the job? Is it to get the child to private school? Is it just to spend more time on holidays and go away every 6 weeks or what have you? Long term, is it a pension? Is it life-changing money? Is it to retire at 50? So try and break down each goal and how achievable they are at each point. If getting the Ferrari by Christmas is really important, how are we going to get there? If that's more important than anything else, don't be ashamed of that. You know, if that's your goal, that's what you love, then let's do it. So the final part of this video that I think is really important, and I'm just going to finish on it, is, and I've mentioned it in a few different ways a few times, is align your goals with your values. Work out what your values are, like what's really important to you, and try and think of it when you've got a clear space, clear mind, a coffee, there's not stuff going on, or a tea, whichever you prefer. And try and do it when you're not on social media and you're trying to chase and achieve what other people want or what you've been told that you want. What are your values? Is it walking in the countryside on a weekend and you don't need lots to do that, or that's just, and you want the time to do that? That is a value, you know, that you may or may not want. Is it to spend more time with friends? Are your values to help people? Is it to be, you know, is it to go spend more time doing charitable things? But make them your values, and make sure that then your goals and your whys align with that. So it's really important, again, you don't spend loads of time on social media seeing what other people are telling you what the values should be. Get fit, have a six pack, you know, be rich, drive the cars. Like, don't worry about any of that. Try and align them to your values. And the reason that this is really important and why I want to finish on that is, like anything in life, property, business, life in general, it's hard. Like, it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get busy, it's gonna get stressful, it's gonna be hard. So it's really important that you know what your values and your why is, so when it does get hard, you go back to this and you remember it and you can push forward through that. So instead of quitting and saying it's not worth it, you know, well, it is worth it because it's going to get me to the place I want to be. I want that beach house in Spain or France or whatever you like that you love doing, or I want to travel more, I want the caravan or whatever it might be. So I've jotted about loads of different ideas. There's probably stuff that I've never thought of, but the values, aligning to your why, and then breaking down your specific goals is crucial. It's super important, and it's vital that we get going with that.